it's not about, oh, I got to learn how to say it. That's like 20% of it. The 80% of it is understanding what Brent's really trying to get through in these trainings, and that's getting y'all to understand the why. What is it that you're trying to accomplish by going through these steps? That was awesome, and I could tell through the answers that you guys, or some of you guys, are at a much higher level than most people are at some of your stages in this career. It's good to see. Yes,
Mark, I got to piggyback off what you just said. I had a conversation with Sanad and Kim yesterday at the front desk. Remember when I was saying, you guys are so lucky. You're learning this, guys. You're learning something that will carry you and transcend into your daily life. These are listening skills, communication skills, articulation skills. I wasn't born with this. We work because we want to make money. Let's cut through the chase here. I'm here to make money, right? Raise your hand if you're here to make money. But let's not forget the business part of it, all right? But we are so lucky we get to do that by helping people. You have to have some empathy for people to make this work. Moreover, I was not born with this. People I've worked for in the past when I was in LA, I spent hours and hours and hours honing in on my craft. I am successful and I'm good at what I do because I practiced, I read, I applied it through trial and error. If you want to make money in this business, hone in on your craft and make it yours and really practice. But you're going to find out this will transcend into your daily life. This is influencing people. And I can go places and talk to people. I can influence a car salesman and give me the car for nothing. You know, does that make sense? So you're learning a great skill at a very early stage in your career, like Mark just said, and Brent and Sean would definitely agree.
So the concept is taking, we're not trying to get people to buy training because they need it. Wouldn't you agree that you can't do this alone? This concept is, let's take that to the next level. And the compelling argument here is they want to buy training because of these emotions, these years that they missed out at. Like one of my favorite questions that Benny asks is, you know, over these last few years, when you haven't looked and felt the way you want, what are 3 things you feel that you've missed out on that you would have done differently had you been in this shape, this dream that we want, right? This picture that we've never had. What are 3 things you would have done differently in your life had you already looked and felt this way? What's the first one? These are compelling reasons to buy training. Not, wouldn't you agree you can't do this on your own? That's old school sales. That's basic 101 first day stuff. You guys are beyond that. This is how you get emotional responses. This is how people buy training, off emotion. This is what we talk about when we say it's an emotional sale. So Mark mentioned the questions, and it's so funny you said that, because last week we went over 4 or 5 specific questions that we wanted to learn to start with. So let's make sure we have those down and write them down. Who can tell me number 1? What was one of the first questions we talked about? The open-ended question that we need to ask every time. Oh, Ashley? Okay, say it louder. So if you don't have this written down, please write it down.
What are some things you're missing out on not living that healthy lifestyle or being in your ideal shape?
If you don't mind me asking, Ryan, what are some things you feel you're missing out on not being in that shape you want to be in? What are some things in life that you haven't been able to do because of it? Number 1, awesome, thank you. Number 2, go.
How would your life be different?
Wow. David, how do you think your life would be different when we accomplish those goals that we talked about? Notice my tone of, how do you think your life would be different? What would you do differently? You know what? And I stole this from Benny. Or no, Sean actually said it last week, right? Give me 3 things. What are the first 3 things you're gonna do when we get you that look that you finally be wanting? What are the first 3 things we're gonna do? Write it down, guys. That's game changer. Number 3. Yes.
You circled the 9. Why not the 1
Boom. Take a negative to a positive, right? Don't try and convince them to be a 10. You circled a 9. Awesome. That's so good. I see people come in here and they circle zeros. Why are you so high up on the scale? Why are you a 9? Why is this so important to you? Huge. I love it. Give me another one.
What's the first thing you can do when you cheat your brother?
I think,
Throw that one in.
yeah, we said that one. Like, what are the first 3? Didn't we? Do we have?
I have kind of like a statement and a question at the same time. So what I say, I mean, I still ask the old question like we did, but I kind of incorporate it to why not a 0 or 10. So it'd be like, so the question is, so could you imagine if a whole year was to go by and you still felt it looked the same? Would that be okay?
No.
Oh, so on a scale of 1 to 10, how important is it that you get results?
It's a 10.
It's a 10, yeah. So then perfect. So why not a 0? So that's how I incorporate it.
I love it. Good job. Was there one we were missing? A big one?
I love Sean's actually. What are the things that you're going to do? Because it's almost like the question I've been asking is, once I find out things are missing on is, give me a few ways your life is going to be different
And what's great about
when
these,
you get in a healthy
go.
state.
Yeah, and these answers, what do we respond with?
Emotions.
No, what do we respond? My life is going to be different because I'm going to have more confidence.
What's that going to feel? What's that going to feel like? What's that going to feel like at work when you walk into work?
It's going to
You
feel
mentioned
amazing.
you work with all those young guys at work, and here you are walking in.
What's your favorite next question, though?
What else? Oh,
That's it.
good.
Tell
Good
me
job.
more.
You're like, what else?
I think you got a protege right
Yeah,
here.
right.
You're on your A game.
What
I
else?
love it, Ashley. Great job. Yeah, tell me. And guys, this is making your job so much easier. You're asking open-ended questions. You're connecting. You're getting them to tell you what their emotional reason they want and need training today. And you're just saying, I get it. Tell me a little bit more about that.
And these 2 questions are basically one question, but instead of saying tell me 3 things, you're basically asking for 6 things. Because the first one is
You're right.
like, what are you missing out on? So what are the things that you're not doing that you would be doing? And the second one is also, what will you be doing whenever you get there? So they're basically the same. It's just in a different way that they would not notice, but they will still open up.
Guys, it's a powerful emotion to live with regrets. To know you missed out on something, and what you think is important might not be what they think is important. That's why this question is so crucial. You need to know what they feel is important to them, and they're going to tell you. They're going to tell you what they feel they missed out on, and that is a powerful emotion. Because they regret not being able to do these things, and that's what we're going to, positive affirmation, help them change.
Change your behavior.
Exactly.
You're changing behavior from something they're ambivalent about. I don't know, fine. Ambivalent is something they feel negative about. They're mixed emotions about it. You're going to have those mixed emotions because they've stopped and started an exercise program. So ultimately, we're not selling a body. We're not selling a bikini. Hey, we're going to get you in great shape. Vanity is important, but we're changing behavior. And that's the part when they click and they start wanting to change their behavior and live a healthy lifestyle, I want to know how you're going to make this happen for me.
So we went over the questions, right? Exactly what Mark brought up. Start with these questions. And these should compel you as you're practicing them with your team and one-on-one with your prospects. You should start learning, man, there's a way to spin this that might even be better.
Is this a dream or is this, a memory? I think that was
It's
massive.
it's always huge. Is this a look you're trying to get back to? Is it a memory or is it a dream, something you never had before? A memory or a dream?
Dream is so much more powerful than like a goal.
Right. It's huge.
So is a memory, though.
Yeah, there's no wrong answer
There's
to the
no
question.
wrong answer.
That's why it's such a sick question. They can't answer it wrong, and you can say, what comes out of your mouth after that can be so powerful no matter which answer they give you.
A memory. God, how did that feel when you were in that physical shape and your wife was giving you all that attention?
Oh, man, I felt amazing.
Amazing, right?
How long ago was that?
10 years ago, man.
So
And what happened in the past 10 years to make you go from that memory to where we are today? You see how this is creating? You're creating
you're creating a dialogue.
right. You're creating your FA, and I'm just going to work with what he gives me. I don't have any preconceived notions here. I'm working with what he gives me, and he's going to tell me exactly why he wants to buy training today if I let him do it, if I give him the opportunity. Everybody got those questions written down? Any questions? Dude, this, guys, thank you. So that was awesome. And guys, I think it's really easy to see why these guys are number one. Well, we're number one until yesterday. Now they're number two. Number two in the company.
Who's number one?
The theater. Team Garland is number one. And it's not because of re-signs. But I think it's easy to see why their closing percentage is so high. It's really easy to see, guys. And this is what you have to incorporate and practice immediately.
Here's what's evident. They're practicing when they're not here practicing with Brent. That's the most abundantly clear thing I can take away from watching really these three interact with each other, is that this is not the first time these three have interacted with each other. And if you understand the concept, which we've been talking about on our district manager calls, which is a saying that I didn't make it up. I think I stole it from Jim Harbaugh, the head coach for Michigan football team, where he says, you don't practice until you get it right. You practice until you can't get it wrong. And there's a huge difference between the two, because anybody can get something right once and then go back to screwing something up, right? I mean, anybody can get lucky when you're selling something. You can just get that great laydown. If I throw a bunch of half-court shots up, I can get lucky and make one. But that's not the idea. The idea isn't to sell one unit. The idea isn't to sell one customer. The idea is to sell enough units, enough customers to excel at a high level, so that if you want to make a living as an AFD, you can, and there's certainly nothing wrong with that. I have AFDs that work for this company that make $3,500, $4,500 a month, and that's what they're good at, and that's what they love doing, and that's, you know, 45, 50K a year selling training. They didn't want to get into management, so they've learned how to sell and be an AFD and just make that money. That's great. I've got other AFDs who strive to become weekend managers, who strive to become FDs, and I've got a lot of FDs who want to become VPs. And now I've got some VPs who want to be regional VPs. The idea is to keep practicing this no matter what stage you're at, so that you just never get it wrong. And when I see in an experience like this, where Brent, who all things considered would probably be considered the expert in the room, talking less than two people who are working with him in a team, that's just a high level of training. When he's not doing all the talking, but you guys are, and what's being said is relevant, it matters, it's got substance. I'm telling you, if you guys are not excited to come to these trainings when Brent puts them on, you don't know what it's like out there when you don't get these kind of trainings. Because there are a lot of PT companies out there. Hell, there are some districts in my own company that are not getting the kind of attention that Brent's giving you guys. So I know sitting in a class setting, especially for most of us who've gotten into this industry, this is usually not our strengths to sit and listen to people talk. But if you guys want to make money and you guys want to better your life, better your opportunity in this life, these are the tools that you're going to get.
So I think this is a great transition to turn the floor over to you guys. You know, we get his Mark, the man, the myth, the legend himself. You know, very rarely. I would like you guys to have an opportunity to ask him some questions. So I'd like to give the floor to you guys.
Okay, none. Thanks, guys.
What questions do you guys
Anybody
have?
got any questions? I'm happy to take some.
I got one.
Sure.
How'd you start with training? Like, what was your first thing as far as this business?
I work with